Alannah will no longer be appearing in Love Island USA due to her resurfaced past where she's singing along to an offensive slur.
Something is seriously wrong with Love Island USA fans at this point, because these woke freaks are just determined to ruin this show and to destroy the show they are a fan of. We're going to break it all down. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the show, guys. I am not a Love Island USA watcher or even the UK version. I follow some of the drama on social media. I see some of the headlines about the show. I can't get into it more than anything just because of the time commitment involved. It's like every single night. If it was once or twice a week, maybe I would try to watch it, but it's like it's not that I don't have time to watch such a thing. It's just not what I'm not going to choose to allocate that many hours of my free time to watch this, like, I don't know, these bimbos and himbos make out or dance on each other or whatever. It just doesn't rivet me in the way that apparently huge swaths of America are enticed by this show. But I have to say, having followed some of the controversies related to it, the Love Island USA fan base, at least the online ones who engage in these campaigns, I'm sure there's lots of normal people who also tune in, genuinely seem disturbed, deranged, and psychotic, and like they are determined to burn to the ground the very show they claim to be fans of. Because I don't know any other way to interpret this behavior where they go on these online digital witch hunts of the people on the show and try to dig up ancient stuff that's somehow minorly problematic in the minds of like Tumblr brain poisoned teenagers, and then destroy these people's lives, make sweeping assumptions about their character being somehow evil, and then get them fired off the show. But it's happened again. It's happened again. They've done this to multiple people, and now yet another woman has been fired from the show because she once sang the N-word or something so stupid. We're going to go through it. Here's a video from a drama TikToker summing up what went down. This is all about one of the bombshells who's entered the villa and now immediately been unceremoniously kicked out the back door because of unearthed video. Oh my God, we're doing this shit again, guys. Here, listen.
Love Island USA confirms Alannah has been removed from the villa. Love Island USA producers tell the US Sun Alannah will no longer be appearing in Love Island USA after Thursday due to her resurfaced past where she's singing along to an offensive slur.
Oh no. How will anyone recover from this devastating event that occurs millions of times per day and literally materially affecting and harming no one? What do you mean? She heard a song and sang along to the lyrics of that song, even though it included a naughty no-no word she's not supposed to say. Who actually cares? Well, I guess now we got her fired from a show many years later. I guess now racism has been defeated. MLK Jr., congrats, bro. We did it. Rosa, we did it. Like this, what are we doing? What is the point of this endeavor? How does this help or enhance anyone's lives? How can you conclude anything about a human being's character based on them singing along to a song and saying one word in a 5-second clip from years ago? I can't be the only one who thinks this entire thing is insane and demented. What? Am I the crazy one here? And I would feel the exact same way and have in other situations, because their instant, response to someone like me making this point is, well, as a white person, you wouldn't know. Or, of course, that's what a white man would say. Not the most predictable, out of touch white man's take. Oh my God, we get it. Lots of black people agree with exactly what I'm saying. Lots of non-white people agree with what I'm saying, that it is not that deep, that, one innocuous use of a naughty word doesn't tell you anything. It's not like if she was on video, like racially abusing a black person and calling them a slur, like that would be a much more meaningful evidence about her character and potentially being a bad person. Though again, it's like, oh no, you don't want any bad people on this softcore show. Like what? It's not as if they have to be upstanding citizens. It's not as if they're running for, the Oval Office. Oh, wait, you don't even have to be an upstanding citizen to do that. It's like the idea that there's some meaningful character test to be a slut on camera on reality TV, I don't understand. But even if I accept that bizarre framing, I don't accept the idea that you can conclude something about someone's character based on this. I don't get it at all. But they've caved to it. Once again, this neurotic behavior, they have won, and they got what they wanted, and the producers kicked her off the show. Let's keep rolling this video.
The producer said that they tried to edit her down as much as possible in the last few Casa Amor episodes. They also apologized in advance for this continued error in their casting after we know Vasana got removed earlier this season for the same reason. But that's crazy that Alannah has finally been confirmed to be removed from the show. So does this mean that Zach is officially with Kata? And how do you think they're going to tell us on Thursday's episode?
I don't know. How are they going to unveil this massive bombshell? See what I did there? That they've once again caved to the most unreasonable and irrational people on the internet. Yeah, look, I'd feel the same way, and I was saying this, and I think I got off track because I crashed out, but I was saying this too. I'd feel the same way about somebody that said a gay slur years ago. It's like, okay, is the person that they are today someone who's hateful or cruel or discriminatory towards gay people? If not, whatever. We all say stupid stuff. We all do things we shouldn't do. We all, especially, it's like, the idea that you're anyone who among us would like to be judged by one 5-second clip from years ago and have our whole lives ruined and be branded as an evil person. Now, her father has come out and spoken out in her defense and that she's not a racist person. It doesn't matter. The accusation alone from like freaks on Twitter is enough to get you canned from the show. This is untenable. Like they've removed multiple people for this. They don't seem to understand that this is just a widespread thing in society. Especially like they've removed non-white people for saying the N-word in the past from the show. But it's like that is so common. It's not as common when white people say it, and probably they shouldn't say it, right? But I think in these less harmful contexts, like simply singing lyrics to a song, it's not the end of the world. But they've even removed non-white people for saying it. With that is so common, and it's like at some point this has to become unsustainable. They just keep caving to these digital stalkers and just canceling people from the show over the most minute things they did years ago that these people are digging up. And every time they do so, they empower the mob of these online crazies to go out. And I find it so stupid. I think this portion of the Love Island USA fan base is genuinely unhinged and psychotic. It requires a personality disorder to spend your time trying to dig up dirt on some random person on a dating show and destroy them. Yet, you never heard of knitting? Like, do you not have another hobby other than trying to hurt someone else for some sort of sick pleasure you get from their downfall, even though it meaningfully improves your life in no way? I mean, no well-adjusted adult cares that a random person cast in a dating show once sang the N-word years ago. That's not a thing. People got bills to pay. They've got actual issues and interpersonal harms that are being done to care about. No one cares about a random Instagram comment someone left years ago where they used an oh-no word. It's really not that deep unless you have actual evidence that they've harmed someone or are a bad person in some way. But singing along, ain't it? Not going to get it there. And this digital stalking behavior has to stop. Like, it has to be discouraged, not encouraged. Because, I mean, it doesn't help anyone. It just destroys people's lives. I'm shocked, and maybe this has happened. I'm not aware of it, at least. I'm shocked none of these people, after having their whole lives ruined, being branded by the entire internet, or it feels like that because they've got all this incoming, being branded as evil racist or what have you. I'm shocked no one's killed themselves. But like that's probably coming, where these online freaks destroy someone's life for no reason and that person takes their own life. Is that going to have to happen before these producers realize that you don't actually have to cave to these mobs? And if they just told these people to pound sand and ignored them totally, I promise you there would not be a meaningful dip in the ratings. There would not. It's the same 5,000 people. It really is. It's not a huge demographic of millions of people that will rage quit watching the show because one girl sang the N-word once. That's not a thing. At least I could be wrong about that, but I genuinely would be shocked. And the people, I just have to spare a word as well. For the people who sit on this stuff for years and then like choose to go dig it up and release it when they see someone they used to know having some modicum of success on some show, those people are genuinely the most pathetic individuals involved in the whole situation. And I'm including in that even worse than the ones who just go on camera and shake their booty and do whatever it is these people do for followers, right? That is less pathetic to me than digging up a video from however many years ago to try to ruin some person you used to know's life for no reason, just because you can, and it might get you like a little bit of attention on a TikTok or a tweet for once in your life. Those people are genuinely evil. That is an evil impulse to do, to just sit on things for years, keep dirt files on everyone you used to know, and then dig up out of context snippets to try to ruin them the second you see them having success. I mean, that is just a person fueled by bitterness and envy and resentment. And I cannot stress enough how execrable I find these producers and executives who are caving to this stuff. Because I promise you, if we were to dig up and I have hobbies and a life, so I would never do this. But if you were to spend your time digitally stalking those people, you would probably find a lot more, frankly, cancelable stuff or something they've done. And I don't know what it is about this fan base where they still are in this 2019 brain rot era, but they desperately need a reality check and a reality slap. And it's so funny saying that about a reality TV show. I want to read you this funny tweet that went viral. It's a story. Love Island USA star Alannah Keyser fired after using racial slur in resurfaced video. Also, even that framing is kind of misleading. She sang the song. She was singing to a song. Give me a break. But someone tweeted this: "Glad we're holding the people having sex on national television to a high moral standard." And that's obviously meant as a joke, but it's also like barely a joke. Like what I have seen of this show, it is just like utter vapid degeneracy. And I don't care if you want to watch that, that's fine. But why are we morality policing the reality television whores? And I'm not just talking about the women. The men are too as well. They're man whores as well. That's why they go on these shows. They're just whoring themselves out as sex objects to try to gain influencers and followers and then spin off into a career as an influencer or whatever. And it's like, that's fine, I guess, in the whatever bread and circuses our society has descended into. But then to pair that with some sort of expectation that they must also have never committed a minute microaggression in their life makes no sense. But I don't think the goal of any of this is to make sense. I think it's the lashing out of people who feel helpless, right? They feel like they have no actual power in society and things are going wrong and they're very disturbed by a lot of what's happening. So their solution is to like psychotically lash out in the minute sub arenas and sub communities where they do have some sway or impulse. And that might make them feel better, but it's horrifically toxic and just hurts random people while accomplishing nothing and improving no one's lives in any way. Other than that, Love Island fans are doing amazing. That's my take. You guys will have to let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you aren't yet. Do hit the like button, and we'll be back with more real soon.